Hello guys, welcome back to another video, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my events on the Apple event of October this year. So let's begin. Okay, so let's start off with the first product Apple introduced was Apple Music Voice Plan, which is I think what it's called. It's a weird product, or not essentially a product, service plan. Maybe I didn't understand it correctly, but what you get for paying $5 a month is having Siri voice activation on your phone or any other Apple devices like iPads or Macs to say hey and then Siri, and you can say the name of the song and it'll play it like the HomePod. And that is the most useless plan I've ever heard of. Maybe I didn't get the plan right. Maybe I didn't understand what Apple said about this. But from what I've understood is you pay a plan $5 a month, and all it gives you is to let your Apple devices to say hey Siri, so that you can then say the name of the song and it plays it. I mean, why would you pay $5 a month for that? So that's kind of a useless product unless I misunderstood it. Next, Apple updated the HomePod with new colors, blue, red and yellow, alongside white and space gray. Saying HomePods, I meant HomePod Mini. Apple updated the HomePod Mini with new colors, and that's it. Nothing new from the HomePod, just new colors and nothing new. Now let's move on to something more exciting, which is AirPods 3. I have been waiting for them for such a while now. And Apple has finally brought them, and that's what I kind of expected. The design that I've seen a lot in the rumors, with updated features such as wireless charging, which we had, but now AirPods are now cheaper than they used to be. So before, AirPods with wireless charging case used to cost $200. Now they're $180, which is $20 cheaper, and that's nice. You get spatial audio, Dolby Atmos, all of that. Now, the only difference really between AirPods Pro and AirPods 3 is no noise cancellation and no ear tips, I think. And the reason Apple did this is obviously differentiate AirPods and AirPods Pros, because honestly, they are so similar, both of them, in design. Except for two things, obviously not having noise cancellation and not having ear tips. But yeah, that's AirPods 3. Next up, something even more exciting, the new MacBook Pros. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. The current MacBook Pro designs have been out for 5 years now, since 2016, and Apple finally updated. First impressions of the design. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. And it's always like this for some reason. Whenever Apple launches a new product, it's always I don't really like it, but then it grows on me. It's been like this with the iPhone 13. When that came out, I said the things I didn't really like it, but now I have an iPhone 13. This design grew on me and I like it. I think it's going to be the same with the Macs. The thing I particularly don't like is the asymmetrical design of the screen, like the body, I mean, the bottom part and the top part of the body. You know, the current MacBook Pros, they were pretty symmetrical. And what I mean by that is like the body was pretty symmetrical, not the roundness, but like the top part and the bottom part. Now, the new MacBook Pros have a more rounder bottom and the top's just flat, and I don't know, I find it weird, but I think that'll grow on me. Now, what I didn't expect is for Apple to go almost bezel-less. They actually now added a notch for the MacBook Pro, like on iPhones, which is nice, you know. I honestly don't really mind the bezels on the MacBook Pro, but the benefits of removing the bezels is having a bigger screen. So the MacBook Pros are now 16.2 inches and 14.2 inches. That's 0.9 inches bigger than the 13-inch model from previous generation, and 0.2 inches bigger for the 16-inch model. So that's the benefits of removing the bezels. But now you got that notch, like on the iPhones. Oh well, I mean it's still better than having bezels. Um, Also, Apple brought back the function keys. They got rid of the touch bar. They've admitted that yes, the touch bar was a failure. It was useless. We brought the function keys back, and I'm pretty sure a lot of users are happy. To be honest, I don't really mind. The touch bar was cool in some ways. That it gave you some shortcuts in some apps, and I liked it for that. But maybe I think you can assign some functions to the function keys as well, and they're just easier to use when it comes to adjusting volume and brightness. And the function keys look kind of thick though. I didn't expect them to look thick. They are as thick as you get them on a Magic Keyboard. And I thought they were gonna be slim, you know? They're gonna be slim, like on the previous gen MacBook Pros, but no, they're kind of thick. Now, what's also unexpected is Apple painted the keyboard, like body, the part where the keyboard is of the body, black, so that it looks seamless and it's kind of a cool look. It's like the keyboard kind of looks seamless, even though it isn't. And most importantly, probably Apple brought the ports back. They brought HDMI back. They brought SD card slot, which is important for me. They've added Thunderbolt 4. The headphone jack, although that was there already. But the point is, they've brought the ports back, which is so important for people like me and a lot of others who um, need to have access to those ports because you use them so much. Like I use SD card a lot. Having HDMI is nice. You don't have to have a dongle anymore. Looks like the dongle life is gone. That's it. We're back to the way it's supposed to be, and that's really nice and refreshing. Although I appreciated the thin designs of the MacBook Pros, now they are a bit thicker than they used to be. But at least the advantage of that is you get all the ports back, and that's just so nice. Let's talk about the biggest update for this year. Obviously, is the new chips. Apple M1 Pro and Apple M1 Max, which isn't the names I didn't expect, but that's what Apple calls them. Oh well. The point is, the performance boosts are insane compared to Apple M1. So the Apple M1 chip has 8 core CPU processor. The M1 Pro has 10 core CPUs, which is 2 cores more. So you get those 2 extra cores, and that matters. The Apple M1 Max has 16 cores of CPU, which is a lot, but you know, that's nice. But what matters to me mostly is the Apple M1 Pro has 16 cores of GPU, and the Apple M1 Max has 32 GPU cores. That's just insane amount of power. And it's still more power efficient, yet more powerful than some PC laptops. It's just insane how technology evolved. Apple also updated the bricks, so we got 96 watts for the 14-inch and 120 watts for the 16-inch model. And speaking of power, Apple brought back MagSafe, which to be honest, I'm not really a fan of. I prefer USB-C charging, but it is what it is. These new MacBook Pros are insane. Even though the design is not really growing me, but I think it will. The updates that Apple gave us, the insane performance, the ports, the design, the displays. And speaking of displays, Apple has given an Retina XDR display, a mini LED display, like on the iPad Pro with ProMotion. So you get 120 Hz, which is sweet on a Pro machine. Yeah, these new MacBook Pros are insane. The only downside to me a bit is the design, but I'm pretty sure it'll grow on me. Thanks for watching, guys. Those have been all of my thoughts. By far, my favorite release are the new MacBook Pros, of course, and I'm pretty sure that's the favorites of a lot of people as well, because it's something we've been waiting on for such a long time. And yeah, I'm grateful for Apple finally releasing the updates for the MacBook Pro of this generation. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.